Today we're going to read the first part of a two-part story called The Jumping Frog. This story is an example of another type of fiction called a trickster tale. A trickster tale is a story about a character who outsmarts larger, stronger characters. We would see that a lot when we were doing the tall tale thing at the beginning of the year when we learned about all of the tall tale stories. Let's just review. Characters are the people or things that the story is about. Setting is where and when the story takes place, and plot is the events of the story, including the problem and the solution. In our story today, we're going to have some E words with EA and EE. We're going to see the word stream and the word complete. We're also going to be looking at two-syllable words. Remember, a two-syllable word is a word that when you clap your hands when saying it, you clap your hands twice. So problem, problem, two syllables. Let's look at some of the vocabulary we're going to see in our story. West. During the settlement of the United States, the region west of the Appalachian Mountains was known as the West. For example, many settlers moved to the West in a covered wagon. Here are some sayings and phrases that we'll hear. Like the wind. That means very fast and easily. For example, the horse ran like the wind to win the race. Or drifted off to sleep. We'll see that one too. That one means to slowly fall asleep. Example, the baby drifted off to sleep while her mother rocked her. As I read the story today, I want you to pay special attention whenever you see quotation marks in the story. This will help you understand that the two main characters, Big Jim and Pete, are speaking in a dialogue or conversation. They're talking to themselves. When you read the story on your own later, try having different voices for Big Jim and Pete to let you know that there's a dialogue happening in the story. All right, here we go. The Jumping Frog. Dad, Mike said, you said we could have a fun bedtime tale this time. Have you got one that's fun? Yes, said his dad. I've got one I think you will like. It's a tale my dad used to like to tell. It takes place in the West a long time ago, back in the past. The name of the tale is The Jumping Frog. Once there was a man named Big Jim who had a frog. Big Jim held the frog up and made a speech. This is the best jumping frog in the land, he said. This frog has speed. It can jump 3 feet at once. You think your frog can jump? I'll bet he can't jump like my frog. In fact, I got $10 says there's not a frog in the land can jump as fast as this frog. This frog hops like the wind. This frog... Well, Big Jim would have kept on bragging, but just then a man in a black vest got up and spoke. My name is Pete. I'm not from here, said the man, and I do not have a frog. But if I did, I would take the bet and race your frog. Well, shucks, said Big Jim. That's not a problem. Here, take my frog. I'll run down to the stream and catch you a frog so we can each have a frog to compete in the race. Big Jim handed his frog to Pete. Then he ran off to the stream. Mike's dad was not finished telling the tale, but Mike had drifted off to sleep. He gave Mike a kiss and hoped he would have sweet dreams. Here are some questions to think about. You don't have to write these down. Who are the main characters in the story so far? The main characters in the story are Big Jim and Pete. What's the setting of the story? The setting of the story is the West or the Wild West, and it happened a long time ago. What is the plot in the story so far? Big Jim boasts that he has the fastest frog in the land. Pete, a stranger, said he would race Big Jim's frog, but he doesn't have a frog of his own. So then Big Jim tells Pete he will go to the stream and get him a frog to race. Those are the events that have happened so far. What does it mean when Pete says he would take the bet? It means he accepts Big Jim's challenge. If his frog can beat Big Jim's frog, he will win $10. Why didn't Mike's dad finish the story? Mike's dad did not finish the story because Mike fell asleep. Now what I'd like you to do is find this page in your packet for 4.2. It has the jumping frog at the top. There are 4 multiple choice questions. Number 1, Big Jim bragged that his frog had A, spunk, B, speed, C, 3 legs. Circle the correct answer. How much cash did Big Jim bet on his frog? A, he bet $1. B, he bet $5. C, he bet $10. Circle the correct answer. Number 3, why did Big Jim run to the stream? Big Jim ran to the stream to catch a frog for Pete. B, Big Jim ran to the stream to set his frog free. Or C, Big Jim ran to the stream to swim. Number 4, who held Big Jim's frog while he ran off to the stream? A, Big Jim's mom held his frog. B, Big Jim held the frog. Or C, Pete held Big Jim's frog. On the next page are 2 questions where you have to do some writing. Number 5, why didn't Mike's dad finish the tale? And we just went over that together. So go ahead and write a sentence with a capital letter at the beginning and a period at the end. Tell me, why didn't Mike's dad finish the tale? And number 6, what do you think will happen next in the story? So write down a prediction. What do you think is going to happen next? Again, capitalize the first letter in the sentence and put a period at the end.